My franchise mode videos have been lacking. It's time to start our next franchise mode in NHL 23. And this year, we are going to be using the Washington Capitals. In real life, not having the greatest season due to a lot of their players being injured. I feel like the Washington Capitals would be a super fun team to rebuild in NHL 23. We can try breaking the goals record with Alexander Ovechkin. There's only a couple good more years left in the Washington Capitals. I mean, as soon as Ovechkin retires or beats that goal record, I'm probably just going to go full-on rebuild. But for now, let's start the Washington Capitals franchise mode. As I mentioned in the intro, the Washington Capitals, normally a team that's going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs every single year and always are one of those dark horse contenders to win the Stanley Cup, led by the Great Eight, Mr. Alexander Ovechkin. But this year, run into a lot, and I mean a lot of injuries. With Backstrom's been injured, Kuznetsov's been injured, Ovi's kind of the only one who's still been there around. Tom Wilson's been injured. Connor Brown, I believe, is done for the year. Dmitry Orlov, I believe, has been injured at some point. Matt has been injured at some point. Everyone who's a Washington Capitals fan knows that this year it hasn't been very, very nice to them. But let's take a look at their roster here, and we'll start on the goaltender side, as they've had a huge signing in the offseason, bringing in Darcy Kemper for $5 million over the next 5 years. 32 years old, so can probably stick around for a couple of years while we're trying to win a Stanley Cup, but after that is definitely a very good trade option. Not a superstar X Factor, already 32 years old, which I don't like, but look at that guy. He's a handsome stud from Canada, one of the best Canadian goalies in the league. And the backup is Charlie Lindgren, 28 years old, medium, or not even medium, exact fringe starter, 80 overall backup goalie. So probably nothing gonna really come from him there, as they lost Samsonov to the Toronto Maple Leafs in free agency. But in the system, do we have anyone? Zach Ficali, who once upon a time was a high product or a high end prospect when he was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens. I remember he played Team Canada, World Juniors. Now he's 27 years old, 75 overall. Doesn't really look like he's going to turn out to be anything really. Then we got Hunter Shepard, and again, another goalie who's not looking to be anything really in the future. 26 years old, 60 overall, kind of probably not even good enough to start in the minors. But for the goaltending situation, we have a good goaltender. We don't have someone to replace him. So we're going to have to keep that in mind with the Washington Capitals here. And another thing to keep in mind is look at that bottom left corner. Cap space, $1.59 million. So do not have a lot of cap in this rebuild so far. Moving on to the defensemen, and this is not a terrible part of the team. They do have one of the best goalies, one of the best defensemen in the entire NHL, Mr. John Carlson. 90 overall, 32 years old, just like the Tendy Darcy Kemper, medium or exact elite top two defenseman. He has been one of the best defensemen in the NHL over the past, 8-10 years. Like, he has been an absolute beast and has been robbed of the Norris Trophy a couple times, especially right here, 75 points in 69 games, plus 12. But it is what it is. But John Carlson, definitely a player I'm looking to keep here and hopefully can lead us to another Stanley Cup. Moving down, we have Dmitry Orlov, the physical defenseman, 31 years old. As you can see, their entire core getting a little bit older. They've been just unreal for so long, so this is bound to happen. But Dmitry Orlov, another really good player on a one-year deal. So depending on how this year goes, maybe we trade him at the deadline. Maybe we keep him. We'll see how the year really does progress, though. And then we got, I think it's Martin Fairbury? I'm so sorry, Washington Capitals fans. I'm not too familiar with this guy. My brother's a big Washington fan, but I haven't seen this guy play too much. But looks to be a really good prospect for us. 22 years old, high top six, so not the greatest potential, but it looks like he can play top 6 minutes essentially the entire rebuild, hopefully, and he's on a pretty good contract there. Then they got Nick Jensen, another guy, 31 years old, 82 overall, and he's on a one-year deal. So again, kind of same situation with Dmitry Orlov there. Moving on to Eric Gustafsson. The other night just scored a hat trick for the Washington Capitals, so that was pretty cool to see. But 30 years old, offensive defenseman, 1 year at .750. He'll be fine for this year. And then Trevor Van Riemsdyk, who is 81 overall, top 4 potential, 31 years old. Everyone on this team is 31 or 32 years old. In the prospects, in the system, they got Gabriel Carlson, who his potential's pretty good, but 25 years old, not going to grow too much more. And then we got another one here. Okay, so 6'4", 214, 76 overall, top 4 defenseman, Alexander Alexiev, who looks like he can actually be potentially a player on our team in the future in the bottom pairing. Then we got Matt Irwin, definitely not going to make the roster. We got Bobby Nardella, 74 overall, nothing there. Johansson, again, nothing there. We'll keep going down. Dylan McGrath, nothing there. Tobias Greaser, great name, not going to really do anything for us. So again, prospects-wise, Alexander Alexiev, not the worst prospect, but again, nothing too crazy there. And now let's get to the forward core, which is definitely the best part of this Washington Capitals team. They have the greatest goal scorer in NHL history. I'm going to say it right now. If you don't agree, you're crazy. Alexander Ovechkin. We got Evgeny Kuznetsov. Ovi is 37 years old, 92 overall at 780 goals currently in this simulation, in this franchise mode. He's just closed in on his 800th career goal, 800th career goal in real life. So kudos to him. He's an absolute phenom. We got Evgeny Kuznetsov, who's, 30 years old too. He's right up there, but again, one of these really, really good playmakers for the Washington Capitals. Been good for a couple of years. 79 points, 29. He's always kind of just been around that point per game, and he's definitely one of their stronger players up in the center ice. Nicholas Backstrom used to be one of my favorite players in the league, but man, this guy has so many injury problems. 47 games, 55, 61, 80, 81, 82. So like the 2016 to 2019, fantastic. He kept playing, but lately in his career, there has been lots of injuries. He is one of the best playmakers the NHL has ever seen, in my opinion, and unfortunately, again, injured in real life. Tom Wilson, 28 years old, one of our younger guys, 86 overall, locked up for the next 2 years at around $5 million. Definitely one of the players I want to keep around. He probably does have good trade value, especially in real life, but again, he's injured. Connor Brown, injured as well, two-way forward coming over from the Ottawa Senators. If it was up to me, honestly, I might bench Connor Brown, Tom Wilson, and Nicholas Backstrom just to keep this a little bit more realistic. I think I want to do the realistic aspect of this franchise mode. I don't want to make any crazy trades or anything like that, but let me know down in the comments below what you think. If you want me to make some crazy trades, I'll make those crazy trades. I kind of like to do it borderline. Next up, we got TJ Sochi. One of the greatest performances in Olympic history ever in that one shootout, but another guy who's had tons of injury problems. Anthony Mantha, who's 28 years old, so same age as Tom Wilson, definitely willing to keep him around 6'5", 234 pounds. 2 years locked up. Dylan Strome, who is one of their off-season signings, and I really like this signing for the Washington Capitals. I think he's hovering just around a point per game right now in real life, and I definitely want to keep him on the team long term. Then we got Connor Sheary, who's been on the team for a little bit now. Again, 30 years old, a little bit older, and it's kind of a recurring theme. Sonny Milano was a player they picked up in free agency, who is a medium top 6 potential, 82 overall, definitely someone we'll keep on the team for a little bit. Abel Kubel, just coming off a Stanley Cup championship with the Colorado Avalanche, signs with Washington. Garrett Hathaway, Nick Dowd, Carl Hagelin, Malliston. Don't know too much about him. So let's go take a look in the system, see if we have any good prospects. So Lars Eller are probably going to move him up there. Marcus Johansson, same story, we'll move him up. Connor McMichael, 21 years old at 79. I would like to get this guy up there if I can. Top 6 potential. He can definitely be a top 6 player on our team. Bjorkstrom looks like an okay potential. Two-way forward, so hopefully we can get him a little bit better and get him on that 4th line. Who else do we got here? Joey Snivelli. Doesn't seem to be anything for us. Alexi Protas. This guy. Yes, this guy. So in real life, I watched a Washington game recently. I thought this guy was the best player on the floor. Or the ice. He was unbelievable. 21 years old, high top 9. If it was up to me, he's kind of like, he's got that Tage Thompson in him. Big boy, got nice hands, hard worker. I think this guy's gonna be good in real life. You just book it right now. In a couple of years, he's gonna have a 40-goal season. You just wait. Gareth Pylon, probably not gonna be anything. Nothing. Just kind of looking at the potentials here. So we got him, Hendrix Lapierre, not bad, top 6, 71 overall, 20 years old. So definitely want to bolster up that AHL team to make sure we have a lot of good potential players there and make sure that they have the best possible year they can. Riley Sutter looks like a good potential prospect as well. Medium top 9, 70 overall. Ryan Hofer, we got a bottom top 6. Oscar Magnesium? Not Magnesium. Magnuson. Good try, Austin. Low top 6. Anyone else here? Regina Pats, Alexander Suzdalev. Could be good. 61 at 18. I mean, 6'3". He's going to get better. But not the craziest team. I think we can agree there. Not the craziest team. But I think I'm going to bench a couple players. I think it's only... I'm going to bring up Connor McMichael, though. I really want Connor McMichael to play this year. So if we go in here, I'm going to send down Connor Brown. He's not playing this year. He's not playing in real life. So honestly, I'm just going to send him down. Who else can I send down? I'm going to send down Nicholas Backstrom as well. Nicholas Backstrom isn't playing in real life. I'm honestly going to not play this season with him, or I'll bring him in halfway through the year, but hasn't played much, so I feel like I'm gonna get rid of him. I'm going to keep Tom Wilson around. I'm going to keep TJ Oshie. I'm not going to go too crazy, but just because they haven't had those players play in real life, I'm not going to keep them there. So let's make a little bit more roster moves and kind of fill this out. We can get rid of 3 forwards here. So we're going to send him down. Heggs we can send down. And Abu Cabell. I'll send Abu Cabell down. So confirm that. And now let's look at the NHL lines here for the Washington Capitals. I don't want no help from him. I really like Dylan Strome to be on that first line. I would really like Dylan Strome to be on that first line. Connor McMichael, I'd like to come up as well, where maybe Dowd is. Yeah, okay, I like that. Sheary, you know what, Tom Wilson, you got to come up, buddy. You got to come up, Sonny Milano or Mantha. Can I go something like this? Do we have a center? Can someone play center? Mantha, can you play center? No, you can't. Connor McMichael, no, I'm not going to do that. What about if I go something like that? Okay, don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to play with the lines a little bit, and I'll catch you guys in a second. The lines are set. We got the Great 8 playing on the left side, one-timer side right here. First line, left wing. We got in the middle Evgeny Kuznetsov. And then on the right side, we got Dylan Strome. We're going to give him a chance up there. We could put TJ Oshie, but I think it'll be good having Dylan Strome up there and potentially growing his overall just a little bit. On that second line, we got Anthony Mantha, TJ Oshie, and Tom Wilson. Third line, and we don't have a natural center here, but TJ Oshie, he does have 74 face-offs, so I don't think he'll be the end of the world putting him there. Third line, we got a couple of the younger guys, Sonny Milano and Connor McMichael manning that third line, and then a little bit of veteran presence playing with Lars Eller. And fourth line, Connor Sheary, Garneth Hathaway, and Nick Dowd. So not too bad there, not too bad. And I'll let you guys decide in the comments below. Let me know if we should play Connor Brown and Nicholas Backstrom. If you think so, I will add them back to the roster. I just didn't want to play them since they're injured in real life, but I could bring them back in, no problem. Defensively, Dmitry Orlov, John Carlson, Faravahi, and then Nick Jensen, and then Gusterson, and Trevor Van Riemsdyk. And we're going for the goals this year. So power play, we got Kuzi, Wilson, Oshie, Ovi, and John Carlson. And if you look at the strategies, the finisher, Alexander Ovechkin, of course. And then on power play line 2, this is where it gets fun. We got Alexander Ovechkin on there too. Why not? Why not? Dylan Strome, Connor Sheary, Sonny Milano, Anthony Mantha, and Alexander Ovechkin. And of course, in the cage, Darcy Kemper. As for the trade values of the Washington Capitals, this is what we got. Ovi, obviously, at the top. John Carlson, Kuznetsov, Backstrom, Wilson, Orlov, McMichael. So if we do want to trade Backstrom, the trade value isn't insanely low, but it isn't the highest. And where's Connor Brown? So Connor Brown, not the highest trade value, but definitely something that we can consider. So that's for the trade value. If we go into goaltenders, we got Darcy Kemper, and then really nothing else there. Taking a quick peek also at the free agents to see if there's anything out there that is of value. And honestly, Alex Fermented wouldn't be a terrible pick here. Playing the third line, potentially even second line. I think I want to offer Alex Fermented a contract. I don't think it would be a bad idea. He is a restricted free agent, so we would have to do something along the lines. What if we did something like this? Okay, let's make that a little bit lower. I don't want to offer any compensation. There we go. So we can go a little bit higher here. 1.3. There we go. So $1.3 million. Let's see if we can get Alex Fermenton on the squad here. And just to see if we can get a little bit more depth on this team. Any potential players? 24. You know what? Ikonen. Let's offer a contract. Why not? And then goaltenders. Is there any goaltender potentials here? Nothing too crazy. Any young guys that might potentially get good? Honestly, we'll get this guy for our AHL. He can be the backup or even the starter. Braden Holtby, we can bring back to the squad. 80 overall at 33 years old. Honestly, I wouldn't even be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing back Braden Holtby if that's something you guys want to do for the Washington Capitals. But I think that's the only moves we'll make in free agency here. I'm going to simulate to the regular season, see, oh, they want to make some trades. I do not want Alex Goligoski. Thank you very much, though. Ikonen has decided to go to another team. Oh, the roster is full. Tough. Should I try again on Fermenton? Let me take a look if Fermenton's still there. Let's go see if Alex Fermenton is still there. If he is, I'll try once again. Fermenton. Okay, he's there. Let's get rid of someone on our team that is absolutely useless. And sorry for making a trade in episode number 1, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done here. We will go lowest trade value. Don't care for him. Don't care. 60 overall. Don't really care. Bottom. Boom. Okay, those 5 can all go. And we will trade them to the Anaheim Ducks for, I mean, can we get a 5th? Can we sneak a 5th in there? 45. Who has picked? Oh, sorry, wrong team. I want you to go to Boston. They got some space for us. Give me a 5th, Boston. Come on. I'm giving you superstars. Trade rejected. Fair enough. I will get a 6th out of this deal. You know what? 7th. I'm not going to play 7th. We'll go 7th. Boom. Trade accepted. Okay. Now, roster should be good to go. Best AHL lines. Don't need to worry about that later. We'll check that out in episode numero 2. And then let's go into free agents. And let's try bringing in Alex Fermenton for $1.3 million 1 year. I think it's a good signing. I think potentially he can grow, and it'll be a good one there. So considering his options, thank you very much. And let's continue to simulate to the regular season here. Ovi already has 5 points. I've decided to accept your offer. We're not done deal yet. Ottawa can match the offer. Let's see if they does. Ottawa has matched the offer. It is what it is. What can you do? We'll keep this simulation going. I thought it was a good try, but didn't end up working out. Game number 1 this year is against the Boston Bruins. We are on home ice here. Let's do a slow simulation for game number 1 and see how the Washington Capitals do in the first game of the regular season. Let's get it going. First period, 2-2. Tom Wilson and Alexander Ovechkin get goals for us. They get goals from David Pastrnak and Federic. Second period, it remains 2-2 still. Shots almost even at 20 apiece. And we're down to the 15-minute mark here. Who is going to play hero for your Washington Capitals? Or are we going to see an overtime power play? Unable to capitalize here. And there it is. Dylan Strome playing on that first line. Anthony Mantha, 2 goals in 30. Is that 39? 39 seconds, but Pastrnak answers back to make it a 1-goal game. But the Washington Capitals have held on for a 4-3 victory. Ovi leads the way with a goal and an assist. You got to slow some the Toronto one too. We'll go quickly through this one though. Toronto Maple Leafs, first period, 3-2. Nick Dowd, Lars Eller, some depth scoring. They get Mitch Marner, Wayne Train Simmons, and John Tavares. 3 goals on 11 shots. Not the best for Kemper there. Second period, Nick Robinson scores another goal for the Leafs. Kerfoot gets one. Oh my God, Matthews gets one. 6-2 for the Toronto Maple Leafs in the third period. Power play. There we go. You got one back. Connor Sheary gets a power play goal. Another power play. Can we answer back again? This is a long one. Come on, boys. It was like a 5-minute, and then they come out of it. John Tavares scores another goal. 7-3 for the Leafs. Unbelievable. Let's simulate the rest there. 7-3 Leafs. So we're 1-1 here. Tavares 2 points, or 2 goals and an assist. Nick Robinson 2 points. Kerfoot 2 points there. But that is going to do it for episode number 1. I don't want it to be too long. But let me know in the comments below. Really important. Do we want Nick Backstrom playing? Do we want Connor Brown playing. If we do, I have no problem bringing them up for kind of that last Stanley Cup playoff run. If not, I'll probably bring them up halfway through the year because they'll probably both be back by then. I think Connor Brown might be out for the year, but I don't mind bringing Nick Backstrom back up. Give him one last hurrah with the great 8. But thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.